The US is conscious of the impact on the global market. They understand that they're worried about, they're not doing it out of any goodwill. They're doing it because they're worried about the inflation ramifications in the US. I think it shows that the US is conscious of the impact on the global market. They understand that they're worried about, they're not doing it out of any goodwill. They're doing it because they're worried about the inflation ramifications in the US. And so I think, again, they're making these adjustments, understanding that. But it's one thing where all the big energy consumers will at some point have to cooperate amongst each others to ensure in this time period how they adjust.
So how do you see India's policy during this conflict? Where are we standing right now?
No, I think, look, for India, the concerns are a few. The number one concern is safety of the Indian diaspora.
Yes.
We have almost 1 crore Indians, almost the population of entire Israel in the Gulf. So their safety and security is the number one priority. And we saw that reflected in the Prime Minister's call to his counterparts in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and elsewhere about highlighting this issue of safety and security. Second is energy and commodities and the impact for our economy, the domestic economy. That's the second. And then I think third, obviously India wants this conflict to end sooner rather than later, the longer it drags on. And so to the extent that India can use its good offices, it will try to do that. There's been constant communication with all the actors. No, US is acting in the way they see their interests. India is acting in the way it sees its interests. We have a candid conversation with them all the time on areas we disagree with on many issues, including on economic issues, even as on many issues we cooperate with them. So I think sometimes having, in private we have very candid disagreements between the US and Indian sides on a wide variety of issues. And I think that's not often appreciated. Sometimes those disagreements make their way into public too, and that happens. But I think, we understand where we're coming from.
Moments before, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced a 30-day waiver allowing Indian refiners to purchase Russian oil. U.S. said the transactions, including from vessels blocked by various sanctions regimes, are authorized through the end of the day on April 3, 2026. Highlighting the importance of the bilateral relationship, Secretary Bessent described India as an essential partner of the United States.
To enable oil to keep flowing into the global market, the Treasury Department is issuing a temporary 30-day waiver to allow Indian refiners to purchase Russian oil. This deliberately short-term measure will not provide significant financial benefit to the Russian government, as it only authorizes transactions involving oil already stranded at sea.